Fastest from 0 to 60 is good. Truckers say fastest from 40 to 70, even better. Throw in 4 massive disc brakes, and you got yourself one happy ending. Available on the all-new full-size Tundra, the truck that's changing it all.
Rob Long, we're here with John Harbaugh, head football coach, Baltimore Ravens. Mike Flynn, as we talked about earlier with Drew, obviously moving on with his pro football career. How does this change the dynamic of the offensive line right now? Still not knowing what Jonathan Ogden's plans may be for 08.
Right, you know, it's kind of like it's not starting from scratch, but it's like you've got this clay, you know, and we've got John Matsko and Andy Moeller, our offensive line coaches, along with Cam, putting that thing together, and they've got this clay, and they've got these young guys, and there's some mixing and matching. We've got to figure out who plays where, who's best suited to play where, who's best next to one another, how their skills fit into the different techniques we're going to use in this new offense. To me, it's a puzzle right now, and it's a process, and they're going to work those guys to death in the offseason. It's going to be rep after rep after rep. We talked about the old guys. You know, they don't need as many reps. These young guys, they need as many reps as they can get,
right.
And we're going to make sure they get them.
With Cam Cameron coming in, Coach, we talked about his philosophies a little bit earlier in the program. How does Willis McGahee's role change, if at all, with a new offensive coordinator and probably now a new look on the offensive line?
Well, you know, he's going to be the running back, so in that sense his role is the same. I think Cam's idea is going to be to spread people out and to use everybody in the offense, and Willis is going to be a huge part of that. I mean, this guy's a back. This guy can carry he can tote it, and he wants the ball as much as he can get it, and we're going to give it to him as much as it makes sense to give it to him. And hey, some games it might be 10 times, it might be a game where it's 40 times.
You can't question his toughness.
No, he wants the ball.
You can't question Willis McGahee's toughness. Look, I'm a huge fan of Jason Brown.
Or Dallas Cowboys, I thought you were going to say.
No, yeah, I grew up a Cowboy fan, and they give me trouble around it. Why'd you have to say that? The guy was with the Philadelphia Eagles. I was trying to hide that.
I'm sorry. We digress.
Exactly. Look, I'm a huge Jason Brown fan, but I can't say that I'm the greatest evaluator of offensive linemen. I just know when I see this guy, I like this guy. Your impression of Jason Brown?
No, I agree with you. I mean, powerful guy, good feet, you know, explosive type player. Loves football. There's no reason he can't be a really good lineman for a long time.
So we talk about the roles changing maybe on the offensive line. Dr. Z. Paul Zimmerman, SI named Brown as his all-pro left guard there. There's some talk from the quote-unquote experts that we talk to that Brown may be best served in the long run as the center of this team.
Well, he played center in college, and he could certainly do it. You've got to figure that's something that we're considering right now. It could go that way. It could go, you know, you got Chester sitting in there. Without getting into too many guys, but there are options in there, and that's a nice thing. Inside especially, we're pretty versatile in there, so we got to figure that all out.
As much as I like Brown on offense, I like Haloti Ngata on the defensive end. I believe he could be one of the best in the NFL, if not already. Your thoughts on Haloti Ngata?
Well, yeah, you watch him. I just love watching him play. He bends, he uses his hands. Talking to him on the phone, he hasn't been back yet, but another guy that's really into it. Can't wait to get back and go to work. We've got a pretty good defensive line here. I think Clarence Brooks has done a great job with those guys. Those guys play technique. I mean, they're not just big guys.
Right.
They're big athletes. They work hard, but Clarence has got those guys playing technique, two-gap technique, which is pretty hard to play in this league.
Yeah.